welcome to my channel. At syempre today, guys, meron tayong very special guest. Isa siya sa ating mga candidates for Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Mamaya ay tatawagin natin siya. At syempre for now, sa inyong mga hindi pa nag-subscribe sa aking channel, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to click the notification bell para updated naman kayo sa aking susunod na mga chika, okay? So this time, we have a very special guest. Hindi na natin patatagalin. Isa sa mga matitindi at talagang mga palaban na kandidata ng Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Walang iba kundi si Miss Zandra StaMaria.
Hi! Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are around the world. Kasi alam ko maraming subscribers si Miss Simply.
Oh, sana dumami pa sila.
Yes, madami yan.
Wow,
Yeah.
you are so fresh. Parang kagigising mo,
Thank you.
mo pa lang.
Siyempre, kailangan fresh ako for my interview with you.
Tingnan mo ako, nag-abala pa ako. Oh. Diba? At hindi pwedeng mawala ang bulaklak ng paru-paro. At syempre sa ating mga viewers na hindi pa nagaano nakakilala sa inyo. So tell us about yourself.
Hi, so I'm Zandra Nicole StaMaria. I'm 27 years old and I graduated travel management sa University of Santo Tomas. And after college, I immediately became a model for 2 years. While I was doing my studies in college, I was also doing modeling. But after it, I pursued modeling professionally for 2 years. And then after that, I worked as a cage cashier in Soler. And then now I'm working as a flight attendant with the air carrier here in the Philippines. So that's my journey with regards to my career. And now here I am trying to take my try here in Miss Universe Philippines 2020.
Wow, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Zandra, yan ang kanyang istorya. So, kasi naging model ka, di ba? So, I'm wondering, siguro matangkad ka.
I am, oo. 5'11" yung height ko.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
very typical for a Filipina.
Yeah,
and
so
it's surprising kasi when I became a flight attendant, it was my opportunity to see people abroad. And I thought that everybody was very tall when I went to America, to Canada. But surprisingly, everybody was still amazed by my height, that I was 5'11" in their country. And I was also one of the tallest when I was abroad. I think when I was only in Europe, I was one of the tall girls pa rin.
Yeah, so my question is, paano ka na-scout to be a model?
Oh, yung pinsan ko, meron siyang friend na employee sa isang starting na modeling company dito sa Philippines. It's called Eastwood Models. And then, ayun na, sunod-sunod na. I think my first biggest stint was Project Runway here in the Philippines. That's the fourth cycle dito sa Philippines. And
so
then
you were in a TV show?
Pardon?
You were in a TV show?
Yes, I was. That was one of my first shows while I was still in college during that time. And then dire-diretso na Fashion Week because a lot of the directors were already seeing me. And then I also got the chance to join Supermodel Philippines. And so that was my journey. I started to become a model for, after ko sa Eastwood Models, I became a model for Yo Models. And then when I joined for Supermodel Philippines, they offered me if I wanted to be a model for Calcaris kasi the Supermodel Philippines competition was under Calcaris. That's why I became under the agency of Calcaris.
Oh, okay. So you really have a background when it comes to, facing people. That's why you're confident in speaking. No wonder why, because you really have those experiences, which is really needed when it comes to Miss Universe, because you really have to talk. You can't be shy. You really, you should really know how to express yourself, especially, and you have that.
Thank you.
My next question is, do you have any beauty camp?
Beauty camp. I'm with Obra Maestra. The Obra Maestra, they just started when they had me.
Oh, okay.
They were already training girls back then. Pero I initiated and I told them, why don't you guys establish the name of the camp already? So that was just one of our Q&A sessions and we were just talking. I said, you guys should start your camp. You should establish your camp name. And we said the Obra Maestra. The Obra because each and every girl was their obra. It was their art and they are the maestros who would be teaching the girls and giving them and empowering them as women. So yun.
I actually like the name of the camp. I've never heard of it. So
Yeah, it's
guys,
very new. So we're still trying to let a lot of people know about it. And they're really very good mentors.
yeah, so now guys, meron tayong isa pang bagong beauty camp, not only aces and queens and kagandahan flores, but we also have the obra maestra, which is
Mhm.
you know what, the name of the camp is so catchy because in English it's like masterpiece.
Yes.
So bongga yan. So do they have like how many beauty queens do they have as of the moment?
As of now, I'm the only one they're training, but they're already planning to train other girls after this competition. They're already eyeing on some girls like, oh, we're gonna train that girl. And
So
they have also trained some girls before. Ina Peñales. Ina Peñales was one of the girls that they trained before. They've already trained them with walk, with Q&A, and they're really good. I must say, during before interviews, they would train me a lot. And I know that I've been excelling a lot, and they're gonna be telling, I'm so proud of us because it
yeah.
feels like it's a triumph for all of us to be able to speak in front of the public, and it's something that I'm used to speaking to my passengers. I'm used to speaking to a lot of people, but really trying to talk about something with content and with substance, it's different, eh. So
Yeah.
they are the ones who's giving me a lot of informations, and they're telling me about it.
Yeah, it's like it's different, you know, when you are a beauty queen, you have kind of like a different language.
Mm-hmm.
So you really have to be trained on that matter because hindi siya yung basta-basta lang kailangan yung mga sinasabi mo talagang talaga namang pinag-iisipan, hindi mo na lang pwede ko masabihin to, hindi pwede. Alam mo yun, talagang dapat talaga siya na iniisip. So my next question to you, ano yung mga background ng mga nagtitrain sa iyo?
Oh, Kirby Hernando. He's a makeup artist. And he's also my coworker with my company right now, my air carrier. I don't know if I can say it.
Of
Philippine Airlines.
course, the Philippine
We
Airlines.
are we are both working with Philippine Airlines, and he's one of my friend. He kept asking me to join pageants ever since I started with Philippine Airlines. Say you should join. But I've always felt insecure and intimidated. So I said no. And then came in when I wanted to do it already this January. He was super surprised that I joined. I never told anyone that I was joining. Only my family, some friends who I was asking for help. What should I wear? And then when he found out that I was joining the competition, he told me, "Hey, I let's do this. I can help you. He can do my makeup, and then he can help me with a lot of contacts as well." And I think the greatest thing was he connected me to one of his cousins. His name is Charlie Hernando. Charlie was my Q&A trainer. So the first time I met him, I was really I was very overwhelmed with the way that Q&A training was going, but I was also amazed because there's a lot of technicalities to it that you have to look into, from political talks and talking about, because whenever you talk about it, you're talking about not just yourself, but for if ever you win Miss Philippines, and if ever you become Miss Universe, you're talking not just for yourself but for a lot of people. So those are my two trainers that I really love. And for my pasarela training, the one that's training me is Mikey Darlos, which are all contacts of Sir Kirby. So that's how the team was built. Yon.
That is pretty amazing. You know what? I am actually also planning to make my own beauty camp someday.
Why not?
And
Go.
I already have like a name for my beauty camp, but of
What's your
course,
name? What's your
I won't
name?
say it yet because
Hmm?
baka maagaw pa ng iba yung
Baka
idea, di ba? But I have already the name that I want. I want to make a camp there in the Philippines.
Mhm.
Kasi I'm really passionate about, beauty pageants, special Miss Universe. So I want to do it someday. So going back to you, my next question is, what made you decide to finally join the Miss Universe Philippines?
So
And follow-up question, why Miss Universe Philippines?
I wanted to join Miss Universe. It wasn't like I told you before that it was a very abrupt decision for me to join. Back in December, I just really wanted to do a lot of things in my life, from doing my master's in business administration, going back to modeling, and then I wanted to do pottery. I wanted to do pottery workshops, PETA workshops, and a lot of those things. But then I said, whatever comes first into all of these things that I wanted to do. So Miss Universe came in, and then okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And then eventually, when the final screening was happening, I was super surprised that I got in, because I when I was passing for it, I wasn't prepared with all the documents that I needed to pass. I just I lack a photo, which is a swimsuit photo. So what I did was, me and my sister, we went to the mall, and then we went to a photo studio, mga
Yeah,
Tronics,
yeah, yeah.
yung mga Tronics, ganyan. Yun, actually Tronics. So thank you, Tronics. Thank you, Tronics. So they were the one who took my photo for swimsuit. And I was very scared, because when I was researching some of the photos of the other girls who were posting it in social media, I said those were all studio shots. Pero mine was, sabi ko, okay, this is still a studio shot. And then when I passed my file, I was super surprised, and I was very happy, because sabi ko, even if my picture was parang not Tronics, sabi ko talagang, this is a miracle if I will be able to pass this. So
Yeah.
ayun, natutuwa ako.
It's like your picture isn't like Photoshop or anything, unlike those
Yes.
other ladies.
Yes, and I had a minimal chance to actually do a lot of poses. Kasi 'di ba, if you do it in a studio, they're gonna take your shots until you achieve the perfect one. Wherein the perfect angle for your body, for your face. But for that one, the girl told me you only have 2 shots for
That's
this.
yeah, that's kind of
And I was like,
yeah. That was nerve-wracking.
it was nerve wracking. Oh my god, I wish I would look so pretty in the first 2 shots.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I just gave my all. And then Ate said, okay, let's take more shots. I think she really had fun taking the shots.
Yeah, but look at you now. You're actually at the Miss Universe Philippines. Congratulations. Kasi hindi naman talaga, it's not easy, to be part of the Miss Universe Philippines. I mean,
Mhm.
like, I think joining a Miss Universe Philippines is way harder than Miss Universe because, the world itself has a big expectation about the Philippines candidate. So I would
True.
say it's harder than the Miss Universe itself, So when you win Miss Universe Philippines, you are surely going to be equipped, when you win this beauty pageant. So my next thing with you is why Miss Universe Philippines?
I chose Miss Universe Philippines because I'm 27 years old, and I've always believed that Miss Universe is one of the biggest crowns to be able that a woman can get when they want to join a beauty pageant. And I'm 27 years old. This is my last chance to join. Why not get the biggest crown? That's why it's Miss Universe Philippines.
Exactly, that's the spirit, It's like positivity, and with your background, I wouldn't doubt it na hindi ka nila papapasukin kasi you have a strong background, you know what I mean, and you have a great personality at the same time. And as I'm looking at you right now, I can actually see a Nina Ricci Alagaw vibe in you.
I always get that.
You
Nina Ricci Lagaw.
do. So what is your advocacy?
My advocacy is about zero waste awareness.
What is
Kasi
that?
zero waste awareness. Zero waste awareness. So this one is an advocacy about the environment. I've always been a fan of our our earth. I've always been around a lot of places wherein I like looking at the sunrise, I like looking at the sunset, and I wanted that to be seen not just by me but by the children, but also people from our future. Pero if we don't start taking care of it right now and we don't start it with ourselves, they won't be able to see it. Yung mga nakita kong magaganda, yung mga bundok na magaganda, yung mga lugar na maganda yung karagatan, they won't be able to see it if we don't start taking care of ourselves, right? Of our environment right now. And zero waste is one way to be able to start it within ourselves. It's easy, we can just recycle our stuff. But there are 5 things to always think about it. Kasi it's whenever we do things in our life, we have to refuse things with packaging. We have to reduce the things that we really don't need, and then we have to reuse and repurpose things. So that's actually what I've been doing during quarantine, because there's a lot of things, there's a lot of time with us. So what I do is try to repurpose and think of the things that using, and then we rot or compose whatever we have. And then pwede mo yung itanim sa iyong mga plants. And then lastly is recycle. So these are things that we can start with ourselves and taking care of our environment. It's very hard kasi you always have to be conscious of what you're doing, pero eventually it's gonna be a big help not only for you but for the future.
I love the advocacy, but um, my next question is, you can also do it actually with Miss Earth. So why didn't you join Miss Earth? Is it something, your advocacy has something to do with, Earth preservation and stuff?
I always get that question, but I don't think that Miss Universe is limited to not taking care of the earth. So why not?
Hmm.
I think Miss Universe has a big platform wherein you can talk about anything under the sun that would benefit a lot of people. So why not Miss Universe?
Exactly. So because when it comes to those kind of things, it's always like Miss Earth and this and that. But you're right about that. You have a bigger platform. You have a
Mhm.
bigger stage to do your advocacy. My next question is: when you join Miss Universe Philippines, is it required that you should have an advocacy?
It is not required, but it would becoming part of a beauty pageant, it's important that you are influencing a lot of people. You are making a change. So you should actually have something that you are changing for the world already ever since you started. So kung may advocacy ka man prior to the pageant, that's good. Pero if you're just starting an advocacy during the pageant, I don't think that's wrong. Okay din naman na parang you're starting to make a change. Kasi some girls, siguro, I'm not sure, merong iba na they join the pageant and that's the only time that they thought of an advocacy.
I
Pero
wouldn't doubt.
sometimes these events are the ones that give us the opportunity to start making a change. Not everyone is given this opportunity. Yung iba kasi prior to the pageant, they already know their calling, they already know what they want for their lives. Others, pagpasok pa lang ng pageant, dun pa lang sila nagkaroon ng advocacy, dun pa lang sila nagkaroon ng heart to help other people. Kasi, I'll be honest, for me, it was something that I didn't want to regret in the future. That's why I joined the pageant. And I thought of it na, okay, I am an advocate of the earth. I've always loved taking care of the earth. So me starting the zero waste awareness, this has been something that I've just started throughout the
Okay.
pageant. And I've started to love it. Alam mo yun? It's not something that I've started ever since, but as I was doing it for Miss Universe, I realized this is something that I will do even after the pageant. Even
Exactly.
after,
Yeah, and you can never go wrong with that advocacy, and you can always do it every single day,
yeah.
because it's all about preservation of the planet Earth. So
Mhm.
um my next question is about your what do you call this, your profession as a flight attendant. I was talking to Kimchi yesterday, actually, Kimchi Crisaldo. She said you are her buddy because you're both
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Philippine
We're close.
Airlines. Yeah, do
Mhm.
you work together?
Yes, we're actually classmates, and we come from the same batch and
Oh
from the same class.
wow. Yeah, that's what I was like. I asked her yesterday, like, I want to ask you too, like, what is the most challenging part for you
The
as
most
a flight
challenging
attendant?
part for me is when we cannot celebrate our holidays with our families, like Christmas and New Year. I think it's been 4 years since I wasn't able to celebrate this with my family. It's hard. Actually, I think last December, I was in San Francisco and I was crying because it's four hours before Christmas Eve. And I saw that everybody was celebrating in social media. And I was just about to sleep. I just came from flight and I was about to sleep and I was crying because I really miss my family. But I was very glad because during New Year, my mom was with me. We both went to Dubai. So
Mm-mm.
when I found out that I was flying to Dubai, my mom said, "Okay, I'm gonna go to Dubai," since she also has a friend who is in there. Ah, no, no, no. Initially, she was going to Dubai, so I said, "Okay, I'm gonna bid for a Dubai flight so I can celebrate New Year with you." So at least it's a very different New Year or Christmas for me because I'm celebrating with family. So that's one of the really tough times of becoming a flight attendant. The rest, you're very privileged to be able to travel the world.
Yeah, and the connection is my next question for you is, what is your most favorite country that you ever visited?
I like to really go to Japan because I love the food in Japan. I love the people. They're very disciplined and I love the different technologies of Japan. It's really funny how they have this change machine wherein you just drop all your money and the cashier will will count your money and then will just give you your change. There's no human involved.
Yeah.
And I was very amazed by this because they're very systematized. That's why I like Japan. And then if it's a country that I've been doing outside of work, I've been to Peru because I wanted to climb Machu Picchu. I wanted to hike Machu.
Oh.
It was a very thrilling experience because you would you would really feel that they were also colonized by the Spanish during the Spanish civilization. It's funny because we have the same characteristics as the Peruvians. And maybe that's why I love Peru,
You
not
feel
just
at
because of,
home.
yes, I feel at home. They're very homey, they're very happy, they're always smiling. The weather is really nice and they have a fantastic views. So that's why I love Peru.
Here's the what is the most memorable thing that ever happened to you as a flight attendant, as your experience as a flight attendant, whether it's a negative or a positive? Can you share it to us?
I think there's a lot of memorable experience becoming a flight attendant because each flight is different. But
Yeah.
I remember that I just remember every time I'm gonna be given a letter from one of the passengers. It's one thing to be told that they had a great flight. It's a different thing when they write a letter specifically for you saying thank you. It means
Oh,
that they really appreciated you for the flight. And I think I've had a number of flights where and they would write a letter for me telling me thank you, that they have seen how I've been very caring to all the
yeah.
passengers.
They're very
And
appreciative, right?
they're very appreciative. And for me, those letters, I really keep it. I really keep it, but sometimes the office requires us to give it. So what I do is I take pictures of it. And then whenever I feel bad, or even right now, whenever I feel sad, I would just go back to those letters from my passengers and they would tell me, thank you so much for the nice service. Said that my service made them feel at home. And whenever they feel that it's very different to fly Philippine Airlines, it's because whenever they fly Philippine Airlines, you know that Filipinos have this very distinct Filipino hospitality. Like, oh, ituloy kayo, welcome kayo. And you're like, parang fiesta. Alam mo yung kahit nasa bahay ka lang, welcome kayo, papakainin ka lahat ng food. So that's how they always would tell me na, this is how we feel when we fly Philippine Airlines. We feel at home. We feel like we're already in the Philippines whenever we fly. So that's one of the greatest things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, this Philippine Airline is Philippine Airlines planning to have at least a boodle fight?
I wish. I wish there is, pero with the pandemic, I think it's not gonna happen, of course.
At the Miss Universe event, what is your favorite event so far that you had at Miss Universe Philippines?
My favorite event is the learning journey, wherein we tackled about authenticity. I think I've always wanted to be my authentic self ever since I have this thinking that I want to be who I want to be. I don't want to pretend to be someone else. And I think when you're becoming a public figure, and this is joining Miss Universe, you become a public figure, right? And I think it's important that you have established your core before you'll be able to talk to a lot of people. Because if you have your own beliefs and you have your own core, this is what they've taught us during the learning journey. Now, whatever they they throw on you, as long as you have your authentic self, as long as you have your core, no one can put you down. So that's it. That's why I love it. And the talks with our speakers, Attorney Teresa Lecaros was one of their speakers during the authenticity program. I liked it because there's team, there's activities for the girls, and it was only one of the few days wherein we were getting to know each other. That's why I really like it because we have team building wherein we get to know each other. We talk about what we want, why we were asked to bring a picture and explain something about it and give a memory. So this was a way for us to know ourselves with the other girls, which we were not able to do during the past few days prior to the pandemic. So I'm
So
very sad that's not happening anymore because we're not really sure what's going to happen to the pandemic. But so far, that's what I truly missed. And the girls too.
yeah, so what was the picture that you brought?
Oh, I bought my baby picture. So we were asked to
Oh,
bring baby pictures. So yun, nakakatuwa. Kasi parang we were told, what do you see in this baby picture? Ganun.
yeah.
Ayun.
This baby picture, I see that she's gonna be the Miss Universe 2020.
Yes. Funny. Funny kasi yung isang contestant, si Shara, Mark Wilder. Sabi sa amin, baby picture yung dalhin. Si Shara, may dalang photo album.
Oh my God. Ayaw niya,
Super
ayaw
funny
niya
siya.
ma-miss from day one.
Yes. Yan yun. Papakita niya yun from from each page.
Aside from our queens, Pia Wurtzbach and Catriona Gray, who is your favorite Miss Universe?
My favorite Miss Universe.
Aside from our given queens already, because we all
I
love them, right?
Catriona.
Yeah, we all love them.
Yeah, I love Catriona. Um, uh, I love Shamsi. Shamsi for the fact that she was her authentic self. Specifically when she answered during the final coronation night and during the Miss Universe, she answered from her heart and she took a side wherein she believed that this is what I am and I will never change myself for what other people would want me to say. So that's why I really love Shamsi. And I loved her more when I saw her interview wherein she never pretended to be someone else. And I felt like we are on the same page wherein we were just here at this moment and we're just trying to feel the moment, be chill for the moment and just enjoy it. But at the same time, we don't want to lose the moment. So we're gonna strive hard to win.
For example, we are already in our Miss Universe beauty pageant. I
Mm-hmm.
am gonna ask you some, some questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Should I get it from the fishbowl? Okay.
You already in the top five, okay? So here's your first, together with Miss Colombia, with Miss Brazil, with Miss Peru, with Miss Canada, and now Miss Philippines. You're part of the top five. Here is your question, okay? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, get it from the bowl.
Ay, mali, mali. Dito ka. Hindi ko alam kung saan. Okay, I got it. I got it. Here's the question.
Okay, thank you. Okay, here's your question. What has been your biggest failure? Again, what has been your biggest failure?
I think one of my biggest failure is trying to excel in something in modeling. When I was a young girl, I've always wanted to become a model. But then I've realized that it wasn't for me. And I felt that I've failed in it because it was a dream that never happened. But then I realized I wasn't able to go to New York for a reason. I went there in New York to become a flight attendant, as a flight attendant, and see the triumphs of my co-model who excelled in the field from back modeling back here in the Philippines to modeling in New York. And their triumphs and their success has also become my success because I've seen how hard they've worked. And now I feel that that is one of my greatest triumphs as well.
Oh, amazing.
Thank
I love
you.
that question. It comes from the heart. Yeah, it comes from the heart and it's very personalized.
Thank
I
you.
love that. Okay, because of that answer, because of that wonderful answer, you're moving forward to the top three with Miss Venezuela and Miss Peru.
Okay. Oh,
Since you
Peru, my
love
favorite
Peru.
place.
Okay,
Okay.
here's your final question. Ready?
Okay. I'm
Okay.
ready.
Well, this is for Miss Universe, but the question has kind of like something to do with the Philippines, okay?
All right.
If the Banco Central decided to put a face on a new 1 million peso bill, which Filipino woman would get that honor and tell me why? Again, if the Banco Central decided to put a face on a new 1 million peso bill for you, which Filipino woman would get that honor and tell me why?
Thank you for that wonderful question. For me, the woman who would get that honor is Gina Lopez. Gina Lopez is a visionary and she would do the impossible, even if a lot of people are trying to tell her not to. And she is someone who walks the talk. And I believe a phenomenal woman is that can be seen in the Banco Central money should be someone that whenever we see that person, is someone that will remind us that whenever we believed in something, from carrying and initiating Bantay Bata 163 to initiating environmental advocacies, we should do something about it. And whenever we see that money, whenever we see that in our hands, which we bring every day, we should always be reminded about it, that we should walk the talk and we should do something, because a phenomenal woman is someone who is not afraid of trying and is not bothered by failing. Thank
Boom.
you.
Love it. Love it. That is, for me, that is really a very, very, for me, it's kind of like really tough question. I consider it one of the tough questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you nailed it. What have you been doing lately? Right now that we have a pandemic and you can't really go anywhere, and all the events for the Miss Universe Philippines is not gonna happen for now. So what have you been doing? And do you have any preparation? I mean, like, are you still doing your preparations and stuff despite of the pandemic? And how do you do it?
Okay, with regards to the things that I'm doing during this pandemic, of course, there will really become a time wherein you're gonna get bored. There's nothing to do anymore.
Yeah.
But during the first days, I was trying to be more productive. I created a song,
Hmm.
and it was some. It was for. It was because there's so much negativity in the world, and I wanted to create a positive song, which was about the pandemic. And then after that, I've tried to be more productive. I've to be honest, I'm watching Netflix. I'm human. I was watching Netflix. I was also playing Call of Duty. But on the side, I felt I was useless, that I wasn't helping much. I wasn't helping the society so much. So me and my friends started the donation drive, wherein we were collecting funds for PPEs, personal protective kits, for 6 COVID hospitals here in the Philippines. So you would know that there are a lack of PPEs here in the Philippines. The hospitals need a lot of it. I've talked to one of my friends who are doctors in these hospitals, and they were really saying that there's lack of PPEs, and I'm overwhelmed by the support of a lot of people, that they really want to help in their little ways. Kasi for us here in the Philippines, syempre, the way to be able to save humanity is to stay at home. And paano ka nga ba naman makakatulong sa ibang tao kung nasa bahay ka lang? So a lot of people were sending money, and if they would say that parang, oh, sige, magbibigay ako ng mask, or if I could repack or cook food. So that's how we were helping. That consumed most of my time, because I was the one who was creating posters for it, daily updates, and I was also doing the accounting of the donation drive. And I'm very glad because we're already done with the donation drive, and we were able to send off a lot of personal protective kits to the hospitals, to the 6 COVID hospitals that we donated for. And then for the past few days, I was pretty chill na, ganyan. I'm trying to help my mom with her lecture. She's a professor, so ngayon tumutulong ako sa mom ko para gumawa ng mga lectures niya, since she's a professor and they're already transferring files through an e-learning system.
Mm-hmm.
She's not very knowledgeable with regards to technology, so nandun na kami sa part kung saan tinuturuan namin siya. For my preparation for the pageant, from time to time, me and si Kirby and si Charlie from Obra Maestra, we would always do Q&A trainings and pasarela trainings. We would also do it with Mikey. So that's a very separate. It's very hard to do the pasarela training online, kasi we have a very small house, and then limited lang din naman yung mga lighting dito. So it's very hard. Pero so far, we're working on it. And I think I'm gonna be very proud of myself if after this I really have a good walk. Because I know to myself that my walk is not perfect. It's very model. It's
Yeah, there's a very
different
big
from
difference.
it's
Exactly.
it's different. Although it's a good, because I have a foundation of how to walk. But of course, it's different with the stance, with the pose. So that's what I'm trying to work on. And hopefully, I'll be able to excel, and I'll have
Yeah.
this muscle memory at the end of the day during the pageant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because modeling it's different, because in modeling you're selling the item or the outfit, but at Miss Universe you are selling yourself in a way for them to pick you. You
True.
know, you should pick me, pick me, pick me. You know, so it's very very different. My next question to you is: you have like you guys are like 51 candidates, right?
Hmm?
So who do you think is your greatest like competition? Give me 3.
Greatest competition. I would say Michelle. Michelle Gumabao.
She's number 1 for you.
She's number one because she really knows what she's doing, the way she talks. She knows about it and she owns it. She's very beautiful and she's prepared for this. Next is Eliza Malinaw. Her advocacy is the bomb. You know that a lot of people really needs to excel with regards in their knowledge about food security, and I think that's one of the powers of Eliza,
What is
as
her
well as,
advocacy?
pardon,
What is her advocacy?
food security.
Okay.
Food security. She's the one who is advocating for the farmers, Eliza Malinaw. And then she's also very beautiful. She's my friend back in modeling pa when I was still modeling. And she's very beautiful. And she looks very Filipino to me. Third, now I'm thinking, who's the third? I would say Rabia Mateo. Rabia, she's very pretty. She's very smart. She's intelligent. She also knows what she's talking about. And she's very strong. She's a very strong contender. The first time I saw her during the final interview screening, I said, "Wow, this girl is beautiful," and I think she would very well represent the Miss Universe. So
Yeah,
those are my contenders.
yeah, she kind of like look like a Shamsi Soup. There's like shots of her that looks like a Shamsi Soup. But I was surprised because I've been talking to you were the 4th contestant that I've talked to, and your co-contestants, like the 3 of them, told me about the same thing: Michelle Gumabao, Eliza
Yeah,
Malinaw, but it was my first time to hear Rabia Mateo from you.
Rabia
So,
Mateo.
yeah,
She's
and
beautiful.
and Pauline Amelinks. That's usually what they are saying. Like those 3 girls that I've talked to, Michelle Gumabao, Malinaw, and Pauline Amelinks. And that's why I was like, oh, okay, that's something new. And I wouldn't doubt you. Like you see them in person. So you guys have different,
I
you
think
see them different.
we have our different likes and we have our different ways of judging someone.
Yung video nyo for the province, where you showcase your provinces or your towns.
Oh, mine is not yet out eh.
Oh,
Kasi parang nung nag-lockdown, nag-stop muna sila mag-show ng mga tourism videos. So yun,
Pasay
wala pa
ka.
yun.
You're
Very
Pasay.
excited kasi pinaghirapan ko yun. Pinaghirapan namin ng team ko yun. I'm
Mm-mm.
very excited kasi there's a few things that they know about Pasay City, which during that time I was also surprised about it. That, oh, there's such a place such as this.
Can
Diba?
you share it to us?
Not now. Not
Not
yet
now.
when wala pa yung video eh, so I can't share it yet.
Okay. Do you have any like social media account na mafa-follow ng ating mga...
Oh, okay. You guys could follow me in my IG account. It's Zandra Nicole Santa Maria. And for my fan page, it's Zan Dragon Slayers for IG. And for Facebook, you can follow me at Zandra Nicole Santa Maria fan page. So that's my accounts.
There you go. You think it's an advantage for you to have a beauty camp, or it's okay to kahit wala?
Um, I think as long as you have the right people to help you, that's gonna be your camp. Initially, I really don't have a camp. For me, my camp was my sister, my mother, my brother, who was completely driving me everywhere. So they were my camp. But when I had the camp, I was very happy because I was led in I was led into the right path because it's very different. They know better. They know how the pageant is going. So it's important that you have mentors. If you don't have a camp, it's just important that you have mentors to tell you what to do, to teach you what's right from wrong. And I think it's also important that at the end of the day, even if you have a camp, you have to listen to your heart. Kung ano yung nararamdaman mong better for you, kung ano yung nararamdaman mong good for you, yun yung importante.
That's good. That's good. So, in your case, at the same time, kasi ikaw yung pinakamatangkad sa inyo. You're like 5'6", right?
5'11" lang.
5'11". So, 1 inch na lang, 6
1
foot
inch
na.
na lang.
So, pag sinuot mo yung 6 inches heels, ano na lang?
Oo, matangkad na talaga,
Sobrang
super.
tangkad ka talaga. So, you think it's an advantage?
I think it's an advantage to be tall because they easily see you. They easily see you. Plus, I have short hair. So I'm very distinct looking from all the other girls. So I think that's really an advantage for me.
Kasi talagang towering ka talaga.
Oo, totoo. Kaya sobrang tuwang-tuwa din ako. Sabi ko, buti na lang matangkad po ako.
Ano ba yung kinakain mo nung bata ka? Genetics ba yan? Or,
Okay, kailangan talaga natutulog ng tanghali 'pag bata.
ay, tulog lang yan?
Yata hindi, pero pareho din kasing sides, matangkad. Mga uncle ko, lolo ko, parehong lolo ko 6-footer. So, nasa lahat
Genetics talaga siya.
talaga siya.
Oo, kasi
Pero I think it help, na natutulog ako ng tanghali. Tas gatas, as in hanggang 7 years old ata may baon pa akong dodo nun, nung bata ako.
ay,
Nung kinder ako, alam ko
mag,
meron pa akong baong dodo nun, eh.
magdudodo nga ako ngayon para tumangkad pa ako. Sabi mo,
Hindi, yun nung bata lang ata.
sabi mo tulog lang. Eh, anong tawag mo sa akin?
Tulog din
Puyat?
siesta.
Puyat
Basta
pala ako.
kailangan
Hindi ako,
siesta.
ano yan na yan?
Kailangan ka mag-siesta. Yung tulog talaga ng tanghali, I think nakatulog yun.
Oo, kasi dati talaga pag bata tayo, di ba pipili tayo matulog, mag-siesta. Pero ngayon gusto mong matulog, wala ka ng time, hindi ka pwede matulog dahil kailangan mong kumain.
Wala na. Kailangan kumayod na.
Di ba? So, going back sa Miss Universe tayo ngayon. Ano sa tingin mo yung pinaka-favorite mong portion sa Miss Universe? Swimsuit, national costume, introduction, question and answer, gown?
I think para sa akin, yung favorite ko is gown. Nami-miss ko na talagang mag-gown. Una sa lahat, nami-miss kong mag-gown. It's been a long time since I've been modeling. And the gown would embody a woman gracefully. So I think that's one of my favorite moments wherein you really look regal while you're walking on stage. And you know that when you're walking on stage, everybody's looking at you. Kasi alam mo, ay, etong gown na to, ito magpapanalo sa kanya din sa Q&A. Etong gown na to magpapanalo sa kanya for Miss Universe. So I think, that's my favorite.
Gown. Kesa sa
Evening gown.
swimsuit. Tingin ko swimsuit, marami ding titingin sa'yo, di ba? Pero mas gusto mo yung gown.
Mas gusto ko yung gown kasi I've always been traveling, 'di ba? Lagi na akong naka-swimsuit. So, dun tayo sa hindi ko laging nagagawa.
Kumbaga yung swimsuit, pambahay mo na lang. Parang pa yan. Boring.
Oh, it came to a point at work, they were calling me Bikini Warrior. Kasi I
Oo.
was always traveling and lagi akong nasa beach. Tapos pag nasa bundok ako, usually kasi sa bundok, whenever I hike, automatic noon pupunta kami sa falls. So, naka-bikini ako sa loob while I'm hiking. Tapos
Oo.
basta lagi kong pictures is naka-bikini ako.
Mm-mm.
Ayun. There was a time my mom was not supportive of me. Like, parang, ano ba yan? Lagi ka na lang nakaka-hike. Lagi ka na lang. But right now, her gifts to me are hammock. Bibilan niya ako ng mga towel, mga pang-hiking shoes, ganyan. Yun yung
Oo.
mga regalo ng mom. She's very supportive now with my travels.
That's why hindi mo gaanong favorite ng swimsuit kasi nga parang pangkaraniwan lang siya sa'yo.
Oo, kasi magagawa ko na rin siya elsewhere. Tsaka pag naglalakad ako kung saan, feel ko lang din naman na naka-swimsuit ako. Tapos, makatingin silang lahat sa akin. Dapat ganun lagi Parang pag naglalakad ka you always have to be confident about yourself.
Yeah. So what can you say about those beauty pageants? Like, for example, in Miss America right now, maybe they
Mm-hmm.
did it like 3 years ago. Wala na silang swimsuit kasi nga, ano daw, medyo nakaka-disrespect sa mga kababaihan. Do you agree on that?
I don't think that there's nothing wrong. I think what we should change is how people perceive us wearing swimsuit. Una sa lahat, yung respect ng tao, dapat na-establish mo yun, bata pa lang na hindi mo dapat tinitignan ng mga babaeng nakadamit ng ganyan, disrespectfully. Kailangan alam mo na lahat ng tao, kahit ano pang suot nila, you respect them the same whenever they wear gown, whenever they nakasuot sila ng pambahay. So, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah. So that's what Miss America organization is doing. They get rid of the swimsuit portion. So it's like, for me, at the same time, gusto ko yung swimsuit portion because for me, it makes the woman like feel confident about themselves, and at the same time, it makes them aware of their body. Like, you know what? I really want to be physically fit. I want to be in that swimsuit. So it's like their motivation to be fit. You know what I mean?
Gets ko.
There's nothing wrong with it because alam mo naman lahat tayo sa mundo, para sa atin ayaw nating mamabuli kung mataba tayo sa ating swimsuit and stuff. So that's kind of like our goal na, you know what, I want to be fit. So I want to wear that swimsuit because I want to be fit. So that's what I can see about it. That's why I don't also agree with them getting rid of the swimsuit competition.
I get it.
Yeah.
Pero feeling ko depende naman yun sa nagsusuot ng swimsuit Kung they just really wanna gracefully show their body, whether may abs ka or wala. Basta pinapakita mo na you're confident with how your body looks. I think that's the important part of it.
Exactly. So,
Ako kasi kahit flat-chested ako, naku, wala akong pake. I
ikaw
really
naman
don't.
kasi, ikaw naman kasi mukhang hindi mo problema.
So for me, it doesn't matter. Whatever you guys say, I don't mind.
Yeah,
I know
it's
my
like,
body well.
yeah, it's not your problem because your body. Oh my God, what is your vital statistics?
I'm not super sexy.
But
I'm not sexy.
you look so fit, you know?
30, 32, 25, 35.
My gosh, 25 waistline, almost 6 foot. Hindi ba sexy yan? Bong,
Hindi.
alam
Yun
mo,
yung sinasabi.
yan ang
Super
gusto,
payat ko daw.
yan
Super
ang
payat.
gusto kong ma-achieve.
Mm.
Oo, 20.
You're very sexy, girl.
Ay, naku, alam mo kung saan napupunta lahat? Para kung kangaroo, napupunta sa bilbil ko. Tell me your experience during that ramp modeling that you did, like where all of you were wearing black dresses. How was it? How was the day? How was the preparation for that
I was
entire?
excited for that one, and I perceived that one as really modeling,
That's
which
your power, yeah.
I really missed that one since it was something that I haven't done for such a long time. So when we were introduced that we were gonna be having the runway challenge, I was very excited to walk for it and to have the thrill of walking again and just have everybody looking at you. It's something that I truly miss. Kasi alam ko nga pag nang bumodel kami, ganun naman. When I was there, I felt the same jitters na, parang hindi mo pa din sure if you're gonna turn around. Of course, we were taught a lot during the training, or you can twist if you want, but I think this is something that we really don't do when we were modeling. So I said, okay, I'm not gonna do the twist because I'm not very confident about it. I still have to train well with that. So yun yung hindi ko muna ginawa during that time, pero super na miss ko, na excite ako doon. And then I think I like it because there's a lot of people who thought that my walk was really nice. It's just that my arms was very magalaw. So yun.
So yung twist, you think yung twist ba pag nasa beauty pageant ka nakakadagdag ng points?
Of course. You know how
Right?
Kat Luna did it, right? And she did the slow
Yeah.
motion.
Exactly.
It
Kasi
added something.
totoo yan. Totoo yan. Kasi pag umikot ka, ay, bongga, mas nadadagdagan ng flavor. Hindi yung parang straight ka lang.
Exactly. Kasi
Bagot.
when you just walk straight, they just see your front view. Pero when you twist, they can see how well you carry yourself while twisting around. Pero it takes so much training kasi ako na out of balance pa ako.
Alam mo, ang dami kong nanonood ako noon, ang dami kong nakita nagpuwersa mag-twist na ang awkward na ng dating.
Which is, I didn't really want to do it kasi nga alam ko, hindi pa ako confident sa sarili ko na, okay, pag nag-twist ako, baka out of balance ako, which was my problem with doing the twisting.
Exactly.
Tapos kung paano mag-establish after, sabi ko, wag muna, ayoko muna.
Good. Kasi marami akong nakita na nagpumilit. Nagpumilit sila. Ang awkward talaga nung umikot na sila. Naku, baka parang basta hindi swabe yung dating, ang bigat. May iba namang magaling na talaga sa paglakad. Kasi importante talaga yung pag-aralan mo talaga yung walk mo kasi yung walk mo importante yan. Kumbaga syempre bago ka lang pumasok sa top 15, maraming lakaran mo nang gagawin nyo eh. Kailangan talagang maayos ka lumakad, hindi yung alam mo yun yung matigas yung katawan mo or anything. So, do you have any name for your walk?
I think the Dragon Walk. Kasi nga my name is my fans are called Dragon Slayers. So it's either Dragon Walk or Dragon Slayers Walk. Something like that.
So Dragon Slayer, how did it end up as a Dragon Slayer? Can you tell us a history about it?
It was just when I was trying to create a handle for my Twitter account. It was Zandragon. Zandra is my name, and then the middle, which is Dra. I was just thinking of something to connect with dragon. So, kaya nagawa yung Zandragon. And then sabi ko, okay, gawin na lang natin Zandragon Slayers yung pangalan ng mga fans or ng fan page ko after watching Game of Thrones. So, Dragon Slayer. Kaya yun.
Oh, okay. So, ayun po ang connection ng kanyang, at least now alam na namin kung bakit siya isang dragon
Prior to
slayer.
this, yung IG ko, pinalitan ko yun for the pageant. Ang IG name ko talaga, Zandracula. As in, for Dracula. Basta anything, sabi ko, nung wala na kasi akong mahanap na parang IG name, di ba, nakuha na nila yung Zandragon. So sabi ko, gawin ko na kaya Zandragon fruit. Super, wala na akong maisip hanggang nakita ko okay pa yung Zandracula. So okay, sige, Zandracula. But I have changed it for the sake of the pageant. Ginawa ko yung real name ko, Zandra Nicole Santamaria.
Was it very hard to be a flight attendant, to be a flight attendant for Philippine Airlines? How was the requirements? I think it's very tough, right?
Yes, it
Yes, I
is.
can just imagine.
Kasi it's really a physical and mental job eh. With regards to the training, it's really hard. As in, tipong alam ko na kapag yung pag-aaral na ginawa ko ng flight attendant ako, before 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 I really fly out, feeling ko valedictorian ako nung college. Kung ginawa ko yung pag-aaral nung time ng flight attendant, at ginawa ko yun nung college, feeling ko valedictorian ako. Kasi intense, 90% yung passing, tapos, so, kunyari man may isang test, it's either 2 mistakes ka lang dapat, ganyan. Tapos, 3 bagsak lang, ma-out ka na, tatanggal ka na. Halos 2 months yun, and every day may exam.
Yeah.
Every day may exam. It was really hard. Minsan matutulog ako 4 a.m. May pasok kami 8 a.m. Kasi kailangan talaga well-equipped ka with knowledge. Kasi kapag bumagsak ka, isipin mo 2 mistakes, you're out. Ganyan. And it's also important din talaga na alam mo. Kasi nakasalalay sa'yo yung buhay ng pasahero. If ever something bad happens during the flight, if you don't know your medical emergencies very well, or if you don't know what to do during an emergency, kung may sumabog dyan or whatsoever, it will be, mafe-feel bad ka na hindi mo alam kung ano yung ginawa mo. So that's really what's hard about it. Siyempre, you also have to look nice.
Yeah, so I also
every eroplano kasi it's different eh. Iba-iba yung posisyon ng mga equipments. Kumbaga, ito Honda, ito Toyota, nandito yung oxygen bottle mo, nasa harapan, ito nandito sa likod, ganyan. So, kailangan kabisado mo kung saan. Kasi kung merong humilata na pasahero dyan, hindi mo alam kung yung gagawin. Hindi mo alam kung saan mo kukunin yung oxygen bottle. That's bad. So, that's why you really have to memorize it. Alam mo kung asan siya during the flight. Iba-iba. We have Boeing, iba-iba eh. We have 5 different aircrafts kung asan, nasa iba-ibang lugar yung mga equipments. So, kailangan kabisado mo siya.
Nakakaloka pala yan. So far kayong apat na mga nakausap ko, meron iba-iba talaga kayo. Iba-iba kayo ng eksena, tapos may mga ibubuga talaga kayong apat. No wonder why andyan kayo sa Miss Universe Philippines. Alam mo yun? Kasi kayong apat iba-iba. So far yung lahat sa inyo wala pumapalya.
Thank you.
Oo, talagang so talagang madugo ang magiging labanan sa Miss Universe Philippines. Nakikita ko.
Grabe no, kung tapos na nung May 3, no? Sino kaya?
Sino kaya yun? Sino kaya? Ikaw, syempre, di ba? Lahat ngayon kasi fair. Level kayo ngayon. Ang goal mo ngayon, makapasok ka sa 15.
True.
At doon mo sila iwas-iwas lahat. Ganun ang goal ngayon, di ba? So, Zandra, I really, really like talking to you.
Thank you. Miss Simply, me too. Salamat. It's an honor to be able to be part and be interviewed by you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much too, kasi ako, nagbakasakali lang akong mag-send ng message sa inyong lahat kung sino yung pwede. And I'm happy na kayong apat pinaunlakan nyo ako so far. I feel very happy na kayo ay nag-respond sa akin. It only tells a lot about your personality as a person, how genuine you girls are. The 4 of you, so far, who responded to my interview. Thank you so much, Zandra. At syempre, nakikita ko sa'yo na you are really gonna do great at the Miss Universe competition. I think you're gonna give these girls a good fight.
Thank you po.
You have the personality. I can tell. Wala halong ek-ek. Before hindi pa kita nakakausap, it was syempre different, But now na nakausap mo kita, iba siya. Iba din
Thank
siya.
you po.
Powerful. Alam mo yon? Ay, powerful yung girl. Alam mo yun, ngayon ko lang nalalaman kasi nga, I was able to talk to you one-on-one.
Next time, face-to-face na.
Oo, face-to-face na tayo. If you have any message to your fans, to your supporters.
Thank you for all my Sun Dragon players for continuing to support me throughout my journey. I know it's going to be a long month before we fight on October, pero I hope I get to see you there. If not there, kahit sa social media, I really appreciate everything. Salamat po, and thank you, Miss Ampli, for having me today. It's an honor to be interviewed by you and to also get to know you more. Salamat
Aww.
po.
Thank you so much. There you have it, guys. Miss Zandra, Santa Maria representing Pasay City. Nakakaloka. Ano siya, masasabi ko sa inyo, guys, ano siya, yung communication skills niya ay talaga namang powerful at na-observe nyo naman. Walang ek-ek, burek-ek, walang halong kaba. Confident siya sumagot. So, which is very, very important sa Miss Universe these days. Alam niyo yun? This era of Miss Universe is so different from the Trump era. So, I can see Zandra there. That's for sure. This is everybody's game right now. So, Zandra, I wish you the best. For sure, I can't wait. I can't wait for the next.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait for the coronation night. Okay. Thank you so much once again, Zandra. And you have a good night. Alam kong gabi dyan ngayon. And you have a good sleep, okay?
Thank you. Have a good morning. Good night, guys.